A warhorse vanishes in a bloody ambush, dragging stolen military secrets. Can a lone soldier save his friend? Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for the latest thrilling stories. Caleb's boots pounded the frozen ground as a horse's anguished scream shattered the night, his heart lurching, the stable's lantern swinging in his grip, its flickering beam catching blood crimson, slick, splattered across splintered wood and thunder. His warhorse, his comrade through a decade of hellfire, was gone. The stable door smashed, hoofprints chaotic, smeared with red, Caleb's breath ragged, his scarred hands trembling as he dropped to his knees, fingers tracing the blood, his mind flashing to cobble, thunder charging through a hail of bullets, his mane wild, saving Caleb from a sniper's shot, always there, unyielding. And now this, a gut punch, a theft. He roared. Thunder, his voice hoarse, swallowed by the dark. The stable a ruin of broken beams, torn straw, a bullet casing glinting in the dirt. His stomach twisting. This wasn't a stray predator, not a storm's chaos. Someone had shot his horse, taken him. He grabbed his rifle from the rack, its cold steel familiar. His cavalry days surging back, desert raids, ambushes, the stench of betrayal, and he scanned the ground, finding a trail, blood and hoofprints snaking into the trees, his pulse hammering. He'd buried himself here, a ghost after the war, just him and thunder. But someone had hunted them, someone who knew their bond. He slung the rifle, snatching a flashlight, its beam slicing the shadows, revealing more blood, too much, pooling, and his chest tightened. Fear clawing was thunder alive. He followed the trail, each step a vow. I'll find you, boy. His mind racing. The casing was 56 millimeter, military, not civilian, and the stable's lock was sliced, surgical, a pro's work. He remembered whispers from his last tour stolen tech, rogue operatives. A general's name hissed in the dark and his blood chilled. Had they come for him? For thunder? For something buried in their past? He pushed forward, the trail twisting, blood streaking, hoofprints deep, thunder fighting, always fighting. Caleb's heart burned. He'd sworn off war, but this was personal. He checked his rifle, chamber loaded, and grabbed his old radio, its static crackling as he dialed Mitch, a sergeant who owed him, his voice a growl. Mitch, it's Caleb. Thunder's gone, shot, stolen. I need answers, now. And Mitch's voice hissed. You're poking a hornet's nest. Stay out. But Caleb snapped, get me a lead, or I'm coming for you. Slamming the radio down in his knuckles white, he traced the trail, finding a second casing, then a third, a firefight. His gut screaming. This was planned, a strike. He crouched, spotting a glint, a knife shard, high grade, not local. His mind spinning. This was no petty theft. It was a message, a trap. He pushed deeper, the trail veering, blood thinning but hoofprints frantic, thunder's strength fading. Caleb's throat closed. He'd failed men in war. Watched them bleed out, but not thunder. Never thunder. He reached a clearing, the trail cut by tire tracks, heavy, a truck. His fists clenched. They'd loaded thunder. Taken him. He sprinted to his truck, engine roaring, his flashlight bouncing, catching a scrap of cloth. Thunder's saddle, torn, bloodied, a sign of struggle, and his heart roared. Thunder hadn't gone quietly. He'd fought. Caleb floored the gas, the truck rattling, his radio buzzing. Mitch's voice, got something. Black market chatter, coded signals. North Ridge. Caleb, they'll kill you. And Caleb's jaw set. They shot my horse, Mitch. They're already dead. He hung up, his eyes scanning, finding a horseshoe nail. Thunders, dropped in the dirt. A beacon, a fight, and his resolve was iron. North Ridge. He knew it old trails, smugglers' routes, a place for ghosts like him, now for enemies. He checked his ammo, clips full, his old knife strapped tight, the blood trail etched in his mind, and he thought of Thunder's eyes, fierce, even in pain. Caleb's heart blazed. He'd failed too many, but not this time. The stable's wreckage was a wound, but Thunder was his soul, and he'd kill to bring him back. His mind flashed to their last ride, Thunder's strength carrying him through despair. And now this betrayal, a network, not just thieves, but traitors. He gripped the wheel, the trail alive with clues, casings, tracks, cloth, and he'd follow it, tear their secrets open. The network's shadow looming, but Caleb's rage was a storm, his vow a blade. Hold on, Thunder, I'm coming. And he drove, rifle ready, heart raging, ready to rip through their world. The Warhorse's fire his guide, knowing this fight would unearth his past, expose enemies he'd buried. But for Thunder, he'd face hell itself. No matter the want, his soul bound to the horse who'd never let him fall. And Caleb's hands trembled as he pressed fresh gauze to Thunder's bullet wound, the Warhorse's flank shuddering, his labored snorts filling the stable. Blood seeping through the bandages, Caleb's heart hammering. The backpack Thunder dragged torn, heavy with encrypted devices, lay at his feet, its blinking red light pulsing like a heartbeat. A chilling clue to the enemy who'd hunted his friend. His scarred fingers worked fast, stitching the wound with battlefield precision. His voice low, "Stay with me, boy." But Thunder's eyes, glazed with pain, held a stubborn fire, refusing to break. Caleb's gut twisting. The injury was critical. Bone grazed, infection looming. He needed a vet. But the backpack's contents screamed urgency. He unzipped it, wires spilling, a coded transmitter humming, military grade, the kind used for secure ops. His cavalry days flashing data leaks, rogue units. A general's name whispered in shadows and his blood chilled. This was no theft. It was treason. He grabbed his radio, dialing Mitch, his old sergeant, his voice a growl. "Mitch, I've got tech, encrypted, tied to Thunder's attackers. What's North Ridge hiding?" And Mitch's voice crackled. "Caleb, it's a black market hub, selling to enemies. You're marked now. Get out." But Caleb snapped. "They shot my horse. I'm going in." Hanging up, his mind racing. Thunder's strength to return, dragging this meant something bigger. A warning, a trap. He checked his rifle, scope aligned, and rigged a drip from his med kit, saline for Thunder, whispering, "Hold on." But a faint hum outside snapped his head up. A drone, low, scanning. His instincts screamed. They were watching. He doused the lantern, plunging the stable into shadow, and crouched, peering through a cracked board, spotting two figures hooded, armed, creeping toward the stable, radios crackling, one hissing. "He's here, with the horse. Grab the pack." And Caleb's pulse surged, the network, moving fast. He slipped Thunder's reins loose, whispering, "Stay quiet," and flanked the wall, knife in hand, his heart a furnace. He'd kill to protect Thunder. The first scout reached the door, rifle raised, but Caleb struck, knife slashing the man's arm, blood spraying, the scout howling, dropping his weapon. The second spun, firing, bullets splintering wood. Caleb dove, tackling him, fist slamming the man's jaw, radio clattering. But the drone buzzed closer, its light sweeping. Caleb grabbed the fallen rifle, firing upward, the drone exploding in sparks, crashing. He dragged the scouts inside, zip-tying them, their faces scarred, one spitting, You're dead, soldier. The general owns you. And Caleb's blood froze. General, the name from his past. A traitor. He gagged them, his mind spinning. Thunder snorted, nudging him, blood still seeping, and Caleb's throat closed. He had to move, get Thunder help, crack the devices. His flashlight swept the backpack, finding a drive, encrypted, labeled Viper Protocol. His gut screamed, national security. He pocketed it, radioing Mitch. Got a drive, Viper, and two of their men. Send a vet to my cords now. And Mitch hissed, you're insane. Caleb, that's classified. They'll bury you. But Caleb cut him off. Do it. His eyes on Thunder. The horse's strength fading. He grabbed a syringe. Antibiotics. Jabbing it in. Whispering, you're tougher than them. But footsteps crunched outside. More scouts. Radios buzzing. He's pinned. Take him. And Caleb's heart roared. He barricaded the door, shoving bales, and checked his ammo. Low, his knife ready, the stable a fortress. Thunder's eyes blazing, Caleb's resolve iron. He'd hold them off, protect his friend. He rigged a trap, wiring a flare to the door, and waited. The scouts hammering, one shouting, give us the drive. And Caleb's voice was steel. Come get it. The door buckled, the flare igniting, blinding light erupting, screams following. Caleb fired. Two down, but more came. A vehicle's rumble approaching. Heavy, tactical. His radio buzzed. Mitch, vets en route. FBI alerted. Hold tight. And Caleb growled. Hurry. His eyes on Thunder. The horse stomping, ready to fight. Caleb's heart ablaze. He'd lost too much men. Trust. Hope, but not Thunder. He found a chip in the backpack. Micro. DOD stamped and slotted it into his burner phone. A map loading. Coordinates. North Ridge. A hub. His blood surged. This was their base. He memorized it. The scouts regrouped. Breaching, Caleb slashing, blood spraying, holding the line, Thunder snort his anchor. The vehicle's lights glared, a voice booming, surrender, soldier. But Caleb's vow was unbreakable. Never. He fired, the stable shaking. Thunder's fire his guide. He'd save his friend, crack their empire. The chip's map a key, the network's shadow vast. But his rage vaster, ready to tear through their world, no matter the tyrant, for the horse who'd carried him through hell, his heart raging, the fight just beginning, and he'd never stop. Caleb's pulse thundered as he crouched in the shadowed ravine, his rifle scope locked on the outpost perimeter, a concrete fortress dug into the North Ridge, razor wire fences shimmering under floodlights. Generators humming to mask his approach, his scarred hands gripping the stock, his knife strapped tight. The encrypted chip's coordinates burned into his mind. Thunder's life on the line, recaptured by the network. His gut screaming treason. He'd outmaneuvered their drones, silenced two scouts. But the stable's defense had drained his ammo, and Thunder's wound demanded a vet, urgency a blade in his chest. He radioed Mitch, his voice a hiss. Vet status, Mitch, and I need this compound's layout. Now. Mitch's voice crackled. Vet's 8 minutes out. FBI's mobilizing. But that place is a death trap. Caleb, rigged to explode. Get out. Caleb snarled. They've got Thunder. I'm going in. Hanging up. His eyes dissecting the outpost. Guards patrolling with rifles. Radios buzzing. One muttering. Horses locked down. General's call. No loose ends. And Caleb's blood iced. General, the traitor he'd served under. Trusted. Now orchestrating this. He memorized patrol patterns, spotting a blind spot, and moved. Silent. Cavalry training honed, slipping under wire, dodging sensors, his heart a forge. Thunder was inside, alive. He'd tear this place apart. He breached a side gate, lock sliced open with his knife, entering a corridor. Walls stacked with crates, stolen drones, explosives, comms gear, his mind racing. This was an armory, not a hideout. He planted a microcamera, its feed streaming to his burner phone, evidence piling, and crept deeper. A horse's snort echoing, thunder, his pulse spiking, but a guard appeared. Caleb struck, elbow crushing the man's throat, silencing him, dragging the body into shadow. The guard's radio spitting. Sector 3. Check it. He's here. And Caleb's heart roared. They were closing in. He sprinted, following the snort. Reaching a steel pen, thunder chained inside, blood dripping, eyes fierce. Caleb whispered, "I've got you," slicing the lock. But alarm screamed, floodlights blazing, boots pounding, mercenaries swarming, rifles raised, one barking, "Waste the soldier, secure the horse." Caleb dove, firing, bullets sparking, a merc collapsing, another lunging, Caleb's knife slashing, blood spraying, the man crumpling. He grabbed Thunder's reins, the horse rearing, snapping chains, hoof smashing a merc's radio, chaos exploding. Caleb's ammo low. He snatched a fallen rifle, brain cover, pulling Thunder toward an exit, but a voice boomed, "Stand down." Caleb, a figure in tactical gear, face masked, radioing. "General wants him alive." Caleb's blood chilled. A trap. He fired. The figure diving. Caleb and Thunder charging. Gas canisters bursting. Smoke stinging his eyes. He tied a rag over his face, shielding Thunder, shouting, "Go." The horse bolting. Caleb covering. Bullets grazing his arm. Pain searing. He hurled a flare, blinding the mercs. Screams erupting, and sprinted after Thunder, hitting a tunnel, the horse faltering, blood pooling, Caleb's heart fracturing. He radioed Mitch. "Extraction. Now." Thunder's fading. "I've got footage." General's tied. Mitch hissed. "FBI's breaching. Hold on." But Caleb growled. "No time." His burner phone vibrating. The camera feed showing crates. Mercs. Proof. He pocketed it, cutting new bandages for Thunder, his voice breaking. "You're stronger than them." But boots echoed. More mercs. Caleb rigged a trap, wiring a crate's explosive to detonate, and dragged Thunder deeper, the tunnel tightening, his flashlight catching a covert symbol, same as before. His gut roaring. This was their nerve center. He found a server room, data streaming. He smashed a drive, sparks flying, but a merc charged, Caleb parrying, knife slicing, blood gushing, the man falling, Caleb's arm throbbing. Thunder snorting, urging him forward. He grabbed a disc, Viper Ops, slipping it into his pack, the tunnel quaking, his trap exploding, screams ringing, mercs scattering, Caleb and Thunder stumbling toward an exit, a sniper's laser flickering, Caleb diving, shielding Thunder, bullets ricocheting. He returned fire, hitting the shooter, the laser vanishing. But another merc appeared, Caleb tackling, fist shattering teeth, the man collapsing, his radio buzzing Mitch, "Vet's here." FBI's hitting the gate, Caleb gasping, "Get them in." Thunder's critical, his heart raging, Thunder's eyes blazing. He carried the horse, blood soaking his shirt, the outpost's alarms fading, a new sound FBI choppers, agents breaching, Caleb's resolve iron. He'd lost brothers, but not Thunder. The disc a key, the network cracking. He found a comms log in the pack. Names, dates, the general's signature, his blood surging. This was the heart. He'd end it. Thunder's fire, his guide, ready to tear through their world. No matter the current for the horse who'd never let him fall, the fight escalating, and he'd never stopped. Caleb's boots thudded against the concrete floor of a federal safe house, his scarred hands clutching the encrypted Viper Ops disk, its weight a ticking bomb, his heart pounding as Thunder's bloodied image chained, fading burned in his mind, the Warhorse's life slipping with every passing hour, now held captive in the network's stronghold. Caleb's rifle slung across his back, his knife sheathed, his burner phone vibrating with the outpost camera feed, faces and crates etched in his memory, proof of a traitor's empire. But he needed more official sanction, a special order to launch an unauthorized rescue before Thunder bled out. He faced a steel table. Agent Kessler, a sharp-eyed FBI commander, staring him down, flanked by two suits, their badges glinting. Kessler's voice cold. "You're a civilian now. Caleb, no jurisdiction. Why should we trust a rogue with this?" And Caleb's jaw clenched, slamming the disc on the table, his voice a growl. "Because I've got proof your general's running this, selling secrets, and my horse is their hostage." The suits flinched, Kessler's eyes narrowing, scanning the disc, his tablet humming as he slotted it in. The feed loading mercs, drones, the general's signature on a comms log, and Caleb's pulse surged. He'd bled for that man, followed his orders. Now this. Kessler leaned back. "This is thin. Caleb, you're accusing a war hero." But Caleb's voice cut. "He's a traitor, and Thunder's dying. Give me the order or I go alone." The room tensing, a suit muttering, "He's unstable." But Caleb's glare silenced him. His radio crackled. Mitch's voice. "Caleb, vets with Thunder. Stabilizing, well, but it's bad. You've got hours." And Caleb's heart fractured. "Hours." He turned to Kessler. "I've got footage. Coordinates. I know their hub. Let me hit it." Kessler's fingers drummed, his voice sharp. "You're a liability. We've got teams. Stand down." But Caleb leaned in, his voice steel. "Your teams don't know Thunder. I do. He'll die without me." The suits shifted. One pulling a file, Caleb's service record, medals, scars, losses, and Kessler's eyes softened. "You've got history, but this is suicide." And Caleb snapped. "Then court-martial me later. Give me the order." His mind racing. Thunder's loyalty, their rides through hell, the horse's strength carrying him when he'd broken. He couldn't fail him now. Kessler's radio buzzed, an agent reporting. Networks moving, new signals. They know we're close. And Caleb's blood surged. They were spooked. He pressed. "They'll kill Thunder to cover tracks. I can stop them." Kessler hesitated, then nodded. "Limited sanction? Off books. You're on your own. No backup." And Caleb's resolve hardened. He'd take it. He grabbed the disc, pocketing it, and demanded gear, maps, now. Kessler signaling a tech, who slid a tablet blueprints. North Ridge, tunnels, traps, and Caleb memorized it. His mind mapping routes, weak points. His heart ablaze, he'd hit fast. Silent. For Thunder. But a new voice interrupted. Colonel Hayes, a liaison. Stepping in, his face hard. "This is reckless. Caleb, you are endangering national security." And Caleb's gut twisted. Hayes, the general's aide. Too clean, too quick. His eyes flickering. Caleb's instincts screaming. He's dirty. He kept silent, nodding, but slipped a tracker from his pack, palming it onto Hayes's coat. A gamble. Kessler dismissed him. "Move. Caleb. 48 hours." And Caleb bolted, grabbing ammo, a med kit, his burner phone buzzing. Mitch again. FBI slow, network scrambling. They're shipping tech tonight. And Caleb growled, perfect. I'll hit them. His mind spinning. Thunder's wound, the general's betrayal, Hayes' involvement. He checked his rifle, clips full, and rigged a decoy signal on the disc, broadcasting false coords to throw the network. His heart raging. He'd infiltrate tonight, save Thunder, expose the traitor. But a shadow moved outside. A figure, radio in hand, watching. Caleb's hand tightened on his knife. He slipped out, flanking, spotting a merc. Same covert symbol on his gear. Caleb struck, knife to the throat, hissing. Where's the horse, the man choking? Central vault, guarded. General's there, and Caleb knocked him out, zip-tying him, his blood roaring. The general? At the hub, he radioed Mitch. Got a lead. Central vault, general's on site. Tell FBI. Mitch hissing. You're insane. They'll bury you. But Caleb cut off, just do it. His eyes on the tablet, blueprints flashing, vault access, traps. He planned to breach explosives. Diversion. Silent entry, his heart tied to Thunder. The horse's strength fading. He grabbed a comms jammer from the safe house, syncing it to the network's frequency, and moved. The shadow's radio crackling. He's leaving. Tail him. And Caleb's instincts flared. They were tracking. He doubled back. Spotting the tail, another merc. Caleb ambushed, fist cracking jaw. The man collapsing, his radio revealing orders. Eliminate the soldier. Secure the disc. Caleb's resolve was iron. He'd outrun them. Save Thunder. The vault his target. The general's betrayal a wound. Thunder's fire, his guide. He slipped into the night. Rifle ready. The network's empire trembling. His heart ablaze. Ready to tear through their world. No matter the push for the horse who'd never let him fall. The fight escalating. And he'd never stop. Caleb's heart roared as he breached the network's stronghold. A labyrinth of steel and concrete buried in the North Ridge. His rifle raised. The comms jammer pulsing in his pack, silencing enemy radios. His scarred hands steady. The Viper Ops disc and outpost footage burning in his pocket. Thunder's life chained in the central vault. Blood seeping, driving him forward. His knife sheathed. The FBI's sanction a fragile shield. His burner phone vibrating with Mitch's last warning. They're shipping tech tonight. General's on site. It's a kill zone. But Caleb's resolve was iron. He'd save his Warhorse or die trying. He slipped through a vent. The blueprints memorized. His boots silent. Alarms dormant from his jammer. But guards patrolled, rifles slung, unaware. He struck, knife slashing a merc's throat, blood spraying, dragging the body into shadow. His pulse hammering. The vault was deep, Thunder fading. He moved. Corridor after corridor, crates of stolen tech missiles, servers, bioagents stacked high, his gut twisting. This was no black market. It was a war machine. He planted micro-explosives, timer set, evidence for the FBI, but a horse's pain snort echoed. Thunder, his heart surging. He sprinted, reaching a reinforced gate, lock wired, his tools prying it open. But boots thundered, mercs converging, radios dead but voices shouting. Intruder, vault sector. And Caleb's blood flared. They'd found him. He fired, bullets sparking, a merc dropping, another lunging. Caleb's fist cracking bone, knife plunging, blood gushing. He shoved through, the vault door looming, Thunder inside. But a squad flanked, rifles blazing. Caleb dove, rolling, returning fire, clipping two, his arms stinging, shrapnel embedded, pain ignored. He threw a smoke grenade, fog choking the air, and charged, blasting the lock. the door groaning, thunder rearing, chains snapping, blood dripping but eyes fierce. Caleb whispered, "Let's go, boy," cutting restraints. But a merc burst through, grenade in hand. Caleb tackled, wrenching the pin, tossing it back, the blast shaking the vault, screams erupting. He pulled Thunder, the horse stumbling, Caleb's heart fracturing. He rigged a harness, supporting Thunder's weight, and fired cover, mercs regrouping, a voice booming, "Take him alive," General's orders. And Caleb's blood chilled. The General, here, he sprayed bullets, mercs scattering, but a new threat turret's whirring, automated. Caleb hacked a control panel, wires sparking, shutting them down, his burner phone buzzing. "Mitch, FBI's stalled, networks jamming them. You're alone." And Caleb growled, "Good," his eyes on Thunder. The horse's strength waning. He found a server hub, data streaming targets, buyers, foreign states, his gut screaming. Global. He smashed a console, discs shattering, but a merc ambushed, Caleb parrying, knife slashing, blood pooling, the man collapsing, Caleb's arm throbbing. He grabbed a key card, swiping it, opening a side tunnel, Thunder limping, Caleb's shoulder burning, supporting him. But a blast rocked the tunnel, mercs detonating charges, walls cracking. Caleb dove, shielding Thunder, debris cutting his back. He fired, dropping a pursuer, and dragged Thunder forward, the tunnel narrowing, his flashlight catching a crate chemical vials. Labeled Viper Strike, his blood running cold, bioweapons. He rigged another explosive, timer ticking, and pushed on. Mercs closing, Caleb's ammo critical. He found a comms log. The General's voice recorded, "Eliminate the horse. Secure the protocol." And Caleb's rage blazed. Proof him. He pocketed it, Thunder snorting, urging him. Caleb's heart ablaze. He'd end this. A merc charged, Caleb's knife plunging, blood spraying, but another fired, bullet grazing Thunder's flank. The horse staggering, Caleb roaring, tackling the shooter, fist shattering teeth. He checked Thunder, blood fresh, his voice breaking. "Hold on," he radioed Mitch. "Thunder's hit again. Need FBI now." "I've got the General's voice." Mitch hissing, "They're breaching, hold position." But Caleb snapped. No time, his explosives detonating, the stronghold quaking, mercs screaming, Caleb and Thunder stumbling to a loading bay, a truck idling, mercs loading tech. Caleb fired, dropping two, but a sniper's laser flickered. Caleb diving, shielding Thunder, bullets sparking. He returned fire, hitting the shooter, the laser fading. He hotwired the truck, Thunder collapsing inside. Caleb's heart splitting. He floored it, crashing through a gate, mercs firing, bullets pinging, his radio buzzing. "Caleb, FBI's in, vets ready." And Caleb gasped, "Get to the ridge," his arm bleeding, Thunder's breath shallow, the comms log and disk heavy, the network's empire exposed. He drove, mercs pursuing, his heart raging, Thunder's fire, his guide, ready to tear through their world. No matter the cost for the horse who'd never let him fall, the fight unrelenting, and he'd never stop. Caleb's hands shook as he slotted the microchip from Thunder's collar into his burner phone, the stable's dim lantern casting jagged shadows, his heart pounding, the Warhorse lying beside him, blood seeping through fresh bandages, Thunder's breaths shallow but defiant, the FBI's vet working feverishly, ivy dripping, Caleb's scarred fingers clutching the phone, its screen flickering, loading footage from the camera he'd rigged on Thunder during the outpost raid, his rifle propped nearby, the Viper Ops disc and comms log heavy in his pack, proof of a traitor's empire. But the footage began, grainy, showing Thunder's chained captivity, Mercs barking orders, then a face General Harlan, his former commander. Voice cold. The horse knows too much. Eliminate it. And Caleb's blood froze. Harlan, the man he'd saluted, bled for, now orchestrating this network, selling secrets to enemies. His betrayal a blade. Caleb's mind racing, Harlan's orders in Kabul, always precise, now twisted. He'd used Thunder, used him to cover his tracks. Caleb's throat closed, Thunder's eyes meeting his, urging him on. He radioed Mitch, his voice a growl. Mitch, it's Harlan, the general. Oh, he's the head. I've got him on tape. Mitch's voice crackling. Caleb, that's a death sentence. FBI's got your outpost feed. They're moving. But Harlan's got pull. Hide. But Caleb snapped. He's got Thunder. I'm ending this. Hanging up. His heart a furnace. Harlan's face on the screen. Ordering Thunder's death. The horse's survival a defiance of that betrayal. Caleb checked his gear rifle. Knife. Explosives. Comms jammer planning a final strike on the network's secondary hub. Coordinates from the disk. His burner phone buzzing. The vet muttering. He's stable, but critical. Needs surgery soon. And Caleb's gut twisted. Soon wasn't enough. He'd hit tonight. He rigged a decoy signal, broadcasting false GPS to lure Harlan's men, and slipped Thunder's camera chip into a sealed case. Evidence for the FBI, his mind spinning, Harlan's network bioweapons, data breaches. Terror plots was global, but Thunder was his line. He'd break them for him. A hum outside snapped his focus. Vehicles. 3, converging, mercs, radios buzzing. He's at the stable. General wants the disc. And Caleb's blood surged. They'd tracked him. He doused the lantern, grabbing Thunder's reins, whispering, stay strong, and flanked the stable's rear. The vet ducking low. Caleb's rifle raised, spotting 6 mercs. Tactical gear. 1 hissing. Burn it. No survivors. And Caleb's rage blazed. He fired. Headshot. 1 down. Mercs scattering. Returning fire. Bullets splintering wood. Caleb dove. Rolling. Tossing a flashbang. Light erupting. Screams following. He slashed a merc's thigh. Blood gushing. Another charged. Caleb's fist cracking ribs. Rifle butt smashing the man's skull. But a grenade arced. Caleb diving, shielding the vet. The blast shaking the stable. Thunder snorting. Rearing despite pain. Caleb fired, dropping 2 more, his arm bleeding. Shrapnel embedded, pain ignored. He grabbed a merc's radio. Hearing, secure the soldier. General's coming. And Caleb's heart roared. Harlan, oh, here. He rigged explosives from his pack, wiring the stable's gas line, timer ticking, and pulled Thunder. The horse limping, Caleb's shoulder screaming, supporting him, mercs regrouping, a sniper's laser dancing, Caleb firing, clipping the shooter, the laser fading, but a new squad flanked, Caleb tossing a smoke grenade, fog choking. He hacked a merc's radio, broadcasting static, sowing chaos, and dragged Thunder to a ditch. The vet trailing, Caleb's burner phone buzzing. Mitch, FBI's 10 minutes out. Harlan's flagged. Hold on. But Caleb growled. No waiting. His eyes on Thunder. Blood pooling. He cut new bandages. His voice breaking. You're my brother. And check the disk's map. Secondary hub. 2 miles. A warehouse. Harlan's fallback. He found a merc's key card. Swiped it, revealing a hidden comms log. Harlan's voice. If Caleb lives. The protocol's exposed, and Caleb's rage erupted. The general wanted him dead. He pocketed it, rigging a second trap, a tripwire with a flare, and moved. Thunder stumbling. Caleb carrying his weight. Mercs closing. He fired. dropping one, knife slashing another, blood spraying, his ammo low, he grabbed a fallen pistol, spraying cover, the stable exploding behind, flames roaring, Merc screaming, Caleb and Thunder reaching a ridge, a truck idling, Caleb hot-wiring it, Thunder collapsing inside, his heart splitting. He floored it, Mercs firing, bullets pinging, a chopper's hum rising. FBI or enemy, his radio buzzing. Caleb, FBI's hitting the hub. Get there. And Caleb gasped. I'm en route, his arm bleeding. Thunder's breath faint. The comms log and disc a guillotine. Harlan's empire crumbling. He drove. Mercs pursuing. A laser flickering. Caleb swerving. His heart raging. Thunder's fire his guide. Ready to face Harlan. Tear through their world. No matter the cost. For the horse who'd never let him fall. The fight unrelenting. And he'd never stop. Caleb's boots pounded the warehouse's concrete. His rifle blazing. The Viper Ops disc and Thunder's camera chip a searing weight in his pack. His heart a molten storm as he stormed the network's final stronghold. A steel labyrinth pulsing with stolen tech. General Harlan's lair. The traitor's voice commanding Thunder's execution fueling his rage. His scarred hands gripping the stock. Knife sheathed. Comms jammer humming. Silencing enemy chatter. Thunder's chained form bloodied. Fading, propelling him. His burner phone silent since Mitch's warning. FBI's blocked. Harlan sealed the ridge. You're walking into hell. But Caleb's resolve was unbreakable. He'd save his Warhorse or burn with him. He breached a side gate. Blueprints etched in his mind, slipping past tripwires. His pulse a war drum. Harlan was here. The man he'd saluted. Now a Viper. He heard Thunder's pain snort. Caged in the central vault. Caleb's heart lurching. He planted micro-explosives. Timer set. And surged forward. Corridors echoing with Merc's boots. One hissing. Generals in the vault. Wants the soldier alive. And Caleb's blood ignited. Alive. A trap. He struck. Knife slashing a Merc's throat. Blood spraying. Dragging the body behind crates missiles. Bio-vials. Servers humming with treason, his gut twisting. This was global war. He rigged a second camera, streaming to the FBI, evidence mounting. But a squad closed in. Rifles roaring. Caleb dove. Firing. Bullets sparking. A Merc collapsing. Another lunging. Caleb's fist shattering ribs. Knife plunging. Blood gushing. He sprinted. Vault door looming. Thunder's snort desperate. Alarms wailing. Turrets spinning. Caleb hacked a control box. Wires frying, disabling them. His arm bleeding. Shrapnel from prior wounds stinging. Pain buried. He blasted the vault lock. Steel groaning. Thunder rearing. Chains taut. Blood dripping. Eyes blazing. Caleb whispered, "We're out," cutting restraints. But Harlan's voice thundered, "You're too late." Caleb, the general emerging, pistol cocked, flanked by elite mercs, his face a mask of contempt. "You should have died in Kabul." And Caleb's blood froze. Kabul, Harlan's orders, sabotaged missions, now exposed. He fired. Harlan diving, mercs advancing, Caleb tossing a flashbang, light erupting, screams echoing. He tackled a merc, knife slashing chest, blood soaking, but Harlan aimed, bullet tearing Caleb's shoulder, pain exploding. Thunder snorted, rearing, chains snapping, hoof crushing a merc's skull. Caleb firing, dropping another, his ammo critical. He snatched a fallen rifle, spraying cover, pulling Thunder. The horse faltering, Caleb's heart fracturing, Harlan retreating, barking. End them. Mercs swarming, Caleb's explosives detonating, crates erupting, flames roaring, mercs howling. He dragged Thunder, vault collapsing, but a sniper flanked, rifle raised. Caleb too slow. The The shot cracking, thunder surging, taking the bullet, blood spraying, collapsing, Caleb roaring. No tackling the sniper. Fist pulverizing bone, knife plunging. The man dead. Caleb crawled to Thunder, blood coating his hands. The horse's eyes defiant, alive. Caleb's soul breaking. He cut bandages, whispering, "You're my brother." But Harlan reappeared, pistol leveled. "It's over." Caleb, his voice venom. Caleb's hand flashed, throwing his knife, piercing Harlan's wrist. The general screaming, gun clattering, Caleb lunging, pinning him, fist cracking ribs. "You betrayed us," Harlan spitting. "The network's unstoppable. You're nothing." But Caleb's burner phone buzzed, the camera feed live. Harlan's confession streaming, FBI choppers roaring, agents breaching, Kessler shouting, "Caleb, stand down." But Caleb held Harlan, his voice steel. "He's done." Agents cuffing the general. Caleb staggering to Thunder. The vet rushing in, IV pumping. He's critical, but holding. Caleb's throat closed. He checked the chip. New footage Harlan's orders. Viper strike plans. Foreign buyer sent to Kessler. Proof ironclad. Merc surrendering. The warehouse sealed. Caleb's arm gushing, but his eyes on Thunder. The horse's snort faint but fierce. A Merc lunged. Last stand. Caleb firing. Dropping him. His strength waning. He radioed Mitch. "Thunder needs surgery. Harlan's down. Send help." Mitch's voice shaking. "FBI's got it. You're clear." But Caleb's heart was Thunder's. He carried the horse to the vet's truck. Mercs cuffed. Agents securing vials. Harlan's screams fading. Caleb's blood ablaze. He'd torn through their empire, but a shadow lingered. The networks reached deep. He found a hidden comms log in Harlan's pocket. Names, dates, buyers, his gut screaming. This wasn't the end. The vet shouted, "We're moving him," and Caleb climbed in. Thunder's eyes meeting his. Caleb's vow unbroken. "We did it. Boy," the FBI sealing the site. Kessler approaching. "You've ended it. Caleb, but watch your back." And Caleb nodded, his heart tied to Thunder. The horse's fire his guide. He'd shattered Harlan's world. For the horse who'd never let him fall. The fight won, but ready for any shadow. Thunder's life his anchor, and he'd never stopped. Caleb's scarred hands steadied Thunder's reins as he stood in a community hall. The Warhorse's coat gleaming, his wounds now scars, a metal pin to his bridle proclaiming, "Honored Warhorse." Caleb's heart pounding. The Viper Ops disc and camera footage proof of General Harlan's treason having shattered the network. Their story echoing worldwide, inspiring millions. His rifle retired, knife sheathed, but his burner phone silent. The FBI's final report warning of network stragglers. His eyes scanning the crowd, veterans, families, children in wheelchairs. Their cheers a tide. Caleb's throat tight. Thunder's survival. His bullet-scarred flank. A miracle. The vet's skill and Caleb's vow pulling him through. Now honored, but danger lingered. Agent Kessler at his side, badge glinting. Voice low. "You've changed lives." Caleb. But one operative's off-grid. "Watch your back." And Caleb's pulse quickened. Off-grid. His mind flashing to Harlan's final snarl, the network's eternal tom. A local rancher clapped his shoulder, whispering, "You're a legend." Man, while Sarah, a teacher, handed him letters, kids inspired to face fears, drawn to his camp. Caleb's new purpose, a horse training program for disabled children, teaching trust, starting with Thunder. The horse's snort steady, eyes fierce, urging him on. But a shadow moved in the crowd. A man in a gray jacket, eyes too sharp, hand in his pocket, and Thunder's growl rumbled, hackles rising, Caleb's instincts flaring. He whispered, "Easy, boy." But his heart raced. The man was network, a cleaner, come to silence them. He signaled Kessler, who nodded, radioing, perimeter check, as Sheriff Daniels, gray mustache tense, slipping through, gun holstered, the crowd oblivious, chanting Thunder Caleb. A girl in a wheelchair rolling forward, offering a drawing, Thunder galloping, Caleb smiling, Caleb's eyes stinging. He knelt. "You are brave, kid." But his gaze tracked the gray jacket man, now circling, radio buzzing, Caleb's hand brushing his knife, the ceremony peaking, a senator pinning a civilian medal on Caleb, voice booming, for exposing treason, saving lives, the crowd roaring, but Caleb's focus split, the man slipping behind a banner, Caleb whispering to Thunder, "Stay alert," and moved, weaving through, Kessler trailing, the man darting to a side exit, Caleb sprinting, tackling him, the man's radio clattering, a silenced pistol drawn, Caleb's knife flashing, pinning the man's wrist, blood dripping, his voice a growl. "Who sent you?" the man sneering. Network never dies. But Daniels charged in, cuffing him, radio spitting, targets compromised. Abort. And Caleb's blood chilled. More out there. Kessler shouting, "We've got him." Ex-Merc, tied to Harlan's cell. But Caleb's gut screamed. This was a probe, a test. He checked Thunder, the horse snorting, eyes locked on the door, Caleb's heart ablaze. He'd ended Harlan, but the network's shadow clung. He returned to the stage, the crowd's cheers deafening, a boy signing, "Thank you." Caleb's resolve deepening. His camp would grow. Thunder its heart, teaching kids to rise, but a new alert buzzed. Kessler's radio. Signal intercepted. Networks regrouping. Small cell. Targeting you. And Caleb's jaw set. Targeting. He'd be ready. He addressed the crowd. Voice firm. "Thunder taught me trust. We'll teach it together." The room erupting, but his eyes scanned, spotting another figure. Hooded. At the back, slipping out, Caleb signaled Daniels, who pursued, Carter joining, the crowd unaware, a veteran handing Caleb a plaque, for honor, and Caleb nodded, his heart tied to Thunder, the horse nudging him. Caleb's camp plans expanding therapy, training, a sanctuary letters piling, kids writing, "You gave me hope," his throat closing. He'd failed men, but not Thunder, not these kids. Kessler pulled him aside. "We're hunting the cell, but you're exposed. Consider protection." And Caleb growled, "I've got Thunder," his hand on the horse, the vet checking. He's healing, a fighter, and Caleb's eyes burned. Thunder's fire, his guide, but a crash outside, glass shattering, Daniel shouting, "Suspect down," and Caleb sprinted, Thunder snorting, following, the hooded man cuffed, knife dropped, spitting, "You'll never be safe." Caleb's blood roaring, he knelt, checking the man's radio-coded orders, a new leader in his gut twisted, eternal. He pocketed it, Daniel saying, "We're tracing it, but they're ghosts." Caleb's resolve iron. He'd train, watch, protect, the crowd spilling out, cheering, a girl hugging Thunder. Caleb's heart swelling, his camp a beacon, but Kessler's warning echoed. He checked his pack, disk and chip secure, FBI sealing Harlan's files, but the new radio buzzed, a voice, the soldiers marked, and Caleb's hand tightened on Thunder's reins. Ready, the ceremony ending, families chanting, Caleb's purpose clear build, teach, fight the horses snort his anchor, a boy's letter, "You're my hero," in his pocket, Caleb's eyes on Thunder, the network's shadow fading but alive, his heart ablaze. He'd torn through their empire for the horse who'd never let him fall. Ready for any threat. Thunder's life, his camp, his vow, unbreakable, and he'd never stop. From a horse's loyalty to a soldier's fight, Caleb and Thunder toppled a traitor's empire. Thank you for listening. Like, share, and subscribe for more epic tales. Hit the bell for updates.